So 15th of October, I just had another litter of Pedigree Welsh Piglets. I have an Eleanor, a sow and a Victor boar, which has got 10 I think. Not 100% sure because they're moving around quite a bit. I think there's 10. On the 15th of October 2019. We've just put 2 badger face ewe lambs and a cull Shetland ewe and a cull grey faced Dartmoor ewe. Just aren't very good doers really. So both had singles and didn't do the best of jobs of them. Both quite thin, so didn't want to put them back to a ram. So they'll be mutton just after Christmas probably. Give them another couple of months on, well, not amazing grass but half decent grass. So they're in a 6 acre field, sort of rough grazing, mostly rough grazing. There's maybe an acre or 2 of half decent grass on the other side, and then rough grazing for the rest of it really, quite rushy. Bit wet really for this time of year, but should do alright. The top 3 or 4 acres is alright. Can't really see the screen much, it's quite sunny. You can see there, enjoying being on grass. They've been in the yard for a week. This is the first green grass they've seen because they've got a bale in front of them. I think they'll enjoy being here for a few months anyway. They're out of the way as well then, so we need to tidy up the yard because we're hoping that the groundworks for the shed will start in the next week or so. Ready for the frame to go up next month then. So I've just moved the calf hutch from in there where we were, just had it for a bit of protection for some lambs, ewe lambs that we just moved. So I moved this out. Forgot I'm on my own today, so I'm actually not doing much filming. Sid's hurt his hand and he stayed in the warm with his mum. So not going to be able to film me moving it, but it's going up there. Just got it tucked in this top corner. Basically it's on the boundary of the road. It's the top end of the orchard. See, it's quite, so we don't really graze it very much. We literally graze it a couple of times a year. It gets quite overrun, and the brambles are starting to encroach a bit from the hedge. There's quite a lot of bracken. We've got this bit of gorse, which I kind of don't mind, but it'd be nice if the pigs would like tidy up the top section here a bit, and we can put some slightly better grass seed down, or maybe even some more fruit bushes. You can see this is a post where we had an electric fence. Just the one Ford's destroyed. We had the rams in there for a little while. Yeah, I'll get some hurdles and we'll make up a little pen for a couple of weaners. 1 down, 2 to go. Dog saying hello. It's about as heavy as I'd want it to be to carry her over, to be honest, but there we are. 2 and 3. So that's it for this pen. So, well, they'll settle in soon. Actually, she's about to get out. In fact, that pig's in the process of sticking her head under the fence. I'm just going to get some wood. So I just put a rail up here, and then I realised I haven't got any way of attaching it to the fence, so I just have to go back and get a hammer and some nails. It's an old rail, so it's got some old nails in it, but they'll be bent and awkward to use. Yeah, pigs seem to be enjoying themselves though. Haven't got out yet, which is a good thing. There is actually 3 there. I don't think you can really see the third one. It's really in the undergrowth. Quite hard to actually concentrate on the nail and film, so it's a bit rubbish, but you get the gist. Nailing it in. So you can see, well, the main reason I guess the fence is a bit rubbish is that we've tried to use this this wild mesh fencing. You can see it's all ripply. So it couldn't, well, we had a contractor put it in, and in fairness, the contractor was quite good, but they just couldn't tighten it. It kept breaking where they were trying to pull it. Like normal stock fencing, you just tighten it This is sold for kind of poultry, because we were hoping to have the orchard as a big poultry run. But to be honest, most birds would just get out of it. Part of the problem is that the rams have kind of headbutted it, but see, it's just pretty trashed. Hence the need for this rail here. Left it long at the moment. I didn't bring a saw over, so I have to go and get one and cut that off, or I might do it another day. I'll do it in the arm for a bit. To enjoying their new grounds with lots of plants to forage on. You can see some of this is gorse, so it's quite spiky, but we've put pigs on it before and they cope really well on it, and they actually dig it out eventually, cleaning our kind of scrubby corners for us. So they're not in a massive pen, but it's plenty big enough for the three of them. They're only small, and as they get bigger we'll put them in a bigger pen. You can see I've tied each of the hurdles together with a piece of string. Pigs will kind of push on things and generally explore, and if it's not reasonably robust, even at this small size, they'll still get out. As they get bigger, they definitely get out of this, but at the moment it should be alright for probably a few months really, although I expect we're moving before it gets to that point. You can see we always like to have our pigs on fresh vegetation, especially when they're young really. So we're just checking the couple of weaners that we put out, I put out in the orchard yesterday. So they're still here, which is a good thing. You can see they're enjoying the undergrowth. We always try to give our pigs as natural a life as possible, so they root round in grass, or in this case gorse, bracken and grass, a bit of brambles. They're quite effective cleaning machines. You should clean this up, or maybe put a bit of seed down on it, or might plant a few more fruit bushes in here. So just about to give them their breakfast. So Sid's just going to put their breakfast down on the floor, right in front of the door of the house, which is a bit unconventional, but you see they'll so we're in quite a small pen at the moment relative to us, but over the next couple of weeks we'll probably extend it a bit. You can see they're already starting to clean the ground up a bit, eating quite a bit really, given they've only been in here about 12 hours. The little Dartmoor guy who had his part of his eye eaten away by a crow or some raven or something. To be honest, he's doing fine. A few people have sort of asked, and it doesn't look pretty. He's had a couple of horses around, a couple of antibiotic injections, but he's doing all right. He's just off to his little pile of hay now. So we're keeping him on his own just so he doesn't get bullied by the others, because he is a bit small and he might not see them coming, but you know, he's really not that bothered. He's quite, as long as he's got food in front of him, he's pretty happy, which is great for us. So mucking out as usual. Well, not quite as usual. We're doing it into the transit today, so we're going to take it up to one of our neighbours' veg gardens, who we give a bit of muck to now and then. It's slightly different, but it's the same really. So to clean the last bits up. Yes. Yes. So we're sort of, I don't know, part of the way there. We've done the bit where the sheep are in the yard and a bit around the ring feeder. So just reposition a bit more. Sid's a bit knackered. That's good fitness given he's got no rugby today. So just loading up, well, shutting the tailboard, and then we'll be going and dumping it. Good job done. It's the cleanest the yard's been in a little while. So obviously the sheep aren't in it now, so See, it's can't really see it, so sunny. Oh, the spare wheel, we better put that in as well. So we've got this little dumping area of useful stuff for when the shed's built. Problem is, it's where the shed's going to be built, so we need to move it. There's a bit of feed there that was in the truck until we moved the muck. We had to, well, we wanted to keep it clean, so we put it there for a sec. But yeah, so there's all sorts of stuff here that we just need to put somewhere else, really. So we've got some fencing stuff that we'll take to Summerhill, because we're going to do some fencing hopefully in the next week or so. Some gate posts and stuff. Boys, we just need to move it all. Quite hard because they're slippery. Let the run off the yard. So they are really slippery, and their bottom sections are all telegraph poles, so they are pretty heavy. Nice to have a tractor though. So just checking the biggest group of sheep we've got. It's mostly Welsh ewes, Texel ram, and then a few other odds and sods that we put with them. There's one pure Shetland, a couple of Shetland Dartmoor crosses, and a couple of Texel crosses then. Yeah, Forge is kind of in the middle there. Thoroughly go around checking all the ewes regularly, making sure he doesn't miss any of them. Exactly what we need. Don't know if you can see, but there's a couple just with their backs to us now. You can see on the left of the screen that have got orange patches on their bum, sort of on the top right above their bum. So that's where Forge has served them. He's got an orange crayon in his harness at the moment. We'll be changing that to a different colour next Tuesday because he'd have been in for 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks we'll change it, and he'll be in for 6 weeks, and then we'll know what to expect them to lamb in. So you can see it's quite extensive. This field's about just over an acre, I think. We've been in it for a couple of days. Nice big natural hedges. Haven't been touched for a long time actually. Well, we did trim a few branches just so we could get to put a couple of posts in on the bottom. But nice and sheltered for them if they need it from the weather. So this time of year it'll be wind and rain. Later in the year obviously sun. That's exactly where we want to be with our grazing land.